honorable committee members, community members. My name is Art Disloges, and I am on the executive committee of the Massachusetts Sierra Club. I am also a town meeting member at Plymouth. Over the past year, there has been much concern on whether citizens like you and I have a meaningful voice with this panel in the decommissioning process. We do not, and we must have one. To make that a reality, I filed citizens legislation entitled An Act Strengthening Citizen Participation on the Panel for the Decommissioning of the Pilgrim Nuclear Power Plant, SB 2394. The purpose of this legislation is to guarantee, one, that our views are meaningfully considered by this panel, and two, to ensure that the panel is made up of members that represent the community. This is nonpartisan legislation modeled after successful legislation from other states. To achieve this goal, this legislation will reconstitute the entire panel, guaranteeing a majority vote to citizens. It will now consist of new appointees from groups with unquestionable commitments to the town of Plymouth and the community, including the Plymouth League of Women Voters, the Plymouth Preservation Committee, and the Plymouth Board of Health. A new member appointed by the adjacent town of Duxbury, who will join an existing appointment from the Plymouth Select Board. New appointed members from our elected officials who have championed transparency and justice in this process, including Senator Markey and Senator Moran. Continued membership by the currently represented state agencies, and 4 from the Massachusetts General Court. The 2 members from Holtec will be non-voting. In addition, this legislation will guarantee a minimum of 60 minutes for public testimony, and Holtec must answer reasonable questions from the public. That's you. When I first reported the filing of this legislation back in March, many of the people dismissed it as powerless folly. It is anything but. I can report tonight to the community that this legislation was accepted by the General Court, assigned to a committee, and completed a hearing last week. Citizens of the community and myself provided supporting testimony. This legislation is expected to advance. I welcome the community's support for this legislation, and I welcome the panel's support for this legislation in making this bill a reality. Thank you.